Shalom. First and foremost, I'm going to say, Call Allah Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakah HaKudash, and double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone, who taught us this truth and rule well. And Shalom to the hopeful elect, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakah HaKudash, Barakatam. It's the brother Kazak coming back at it again with another lesson. And the title of this lesson is going to be a few thoughts on Isaiah 4 and 1. And this lesson comes to the inspiration, of what I do for a living, doing food delivery, and if you do food delivery, whether you work for Uber Eats or, you do Uber, DoorDash, Grubhub, you want to go to the places that are, more, where really, the upper class places, where the rich people live, the houses on the hills, where you're going to have like the fancy restaurants and, they're going to tip higher, they're going to pay more, what I'm saying, you're going to get more bang for your buck, if you will, and basically, what I noticed in this area, and this is what it has to do with, Isaiah 4 and 1, you go to these upper class, places, is that, you have a lot more, desirable women over there. What I mean by desirable is, not just in the looks department, but in the way they carry themselves too. You're going to find a lot of, effeminate women because, they all, caught up in the hype, the whole, high value man, the whole gold digger thing. You know what I'm saying? Which women, they're naturally attracted to power. And if you, have riches in this world, you have power. So the women are gonna, come to you if you have it made in this world. That's why, you notice the successful people, even amongst our nation, they get all the, the best looking women. You have the heathens, that, are rich and whatnot, that basically are over us. They have all the, desirable women, even women of our nation, but ultimately, man, when all hell breaks loose, I was thinking about this, I was meditating on this, when all hell breaks loose, that money is not going to be able to deliver them, because what I notice is, the guys that these women, are mainly dealing with, they're not men that's going to deliver them in Jacob's trouble. Ultimately, these people are going to be, these men, these rich, upper class men, they're going to fall, in Jacob's trouble, man. All right. And that leads to the precept, to set the foundation in the book of Ezekiel chapter 7 and 19, all right, where it says, they shall cast their silver in the streets and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of the wrath of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai. All right, because what's going to happen is that dollar is going to be made obsolete. All right, and yeah, they may have, investments in the cryptos and, the central bank digital currencies. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these people, they're going to be, be the main ones that's going to, want to take the device, which is the CHIP, the charagma, when in the hour of temptation. All right, but a lot of these men, these, people in the upper class, they're not the elites, man. All right, they're just people that, got rich, they got successful, working their careers, and they're able to afford, living in an upper class place, and therefore, they have, the finer things in life here in Babylon. But ultimately, when that economy collapses, they're not gonna be, the ones that get into the bunkers, man. They're not gonna be the ones that, are going to hide away and try to deliver themselves through that. No, because they are not that important, man. In the eyes of the elites. That's why, the Esau's the devil, man. Because he's not even going to deliver, his own people. And that's what I see, predominantly, in these upper class places. Nothing but heathens. You know what I'm saying? Primarily Edomites. A lot of Moabites. And ultimately these people are not going to make it, man. All right. But what I do see is, a lot of, desirable women. A lot of those women, Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, I perceive through the spirit, the Lord has them preserved for us, because when they, when their husbands fall, and it's not on no covetous thing, you know what I'm saying? But when their husbands fall, a lot of them, they're either going to be destroyed or they're going to come across a man of Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, So let's go read this precept again, Ezekiel 7 and 19, and it reads, They shall cast their silver in the streets, and their gold shall be removed. Their silver and their gold shall not be able to deliver them in the day of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And they shall not satisfy their souls, neither fill their bowels, because it is the stumbling block of their iniquity. All right, basically, and that's predominantly, going towards, the jakes that follow after the riches, man. But this also applies, to the heathen as well, because ultimately, man, they hey, man, they're not going to be delivered in Jacob's trouble, man. All right, and they're going to be primarily, they're going to be the main ones that's going to be targeted, by the lower class people, which is, predominantly Jake, man, which is the tribes, so they're going to be, in a very, very bad situation, because a lot of them is not warriors, man. A lot of them, they very, effeminate men. That's one of the things that I noticed. I'm like, okay, well, I know exactly why she's dealing with him. It's because he got the money. And it's not on no hater thing. You know what I'm saying? I just, observe. I observe the surroundings, and I perceived it. Hey, man, these people, they're going to be taken out the way, and the women is going to be for a spoil. And they're either going to be, delivered into the hands, of the wicked, or you're going to have some, women that's, going to be delivered into the hands of the elect, whether they be for concubines, as far as the heathen women go, or you have our women amongst them. You know what I'm saying? They either going to be, delivered into the hands of the wicked, or if, the Lord, wills it, they're going to be delivered into the hands of the elect, and that leads to the next precept. All right, book of Isaiah, chapter 32. And this is one of the precepts that, a lot of brothers use, to get on these rebellious women, because that's, these women, they have the freedom, to choose, who they want to be with. And of course, they're going to go with the more successful person, because they're, they don't have the wisdom to know better, But anyways, Isaiah chapter 32 and 9. Rise up, ye women that are at ease, and hear my voice, ye careless daughters. Give ear unto my speech. And why are these women at ease? And the best thing I could think about, when it comes to this verse is that, that saying that's in the world. Ultimately, it was made by that dude, Andrew Tate, where he compared the women of this society, the beautiful women of this society, to the queen on the chessboard, where she could move wherever she wants, because of her looks, and that's why these women are at ease, primarily, the more desirable women. All she has to do is, look good on social media. And then if a rich man, comes across her profile, she'll end up in a yacht the next day, living her best life. Right. But once all that money and all them riches go away, and that rich man has a target on him, because of course he's rich, and the less, the less fortunate, if you will, the more, basically those in the lower class, start preying on them, that's when the show is going to be over, man. All right. And that's when these women are going to need a savior, So continuing on, it says, I'm going to read the verse again. It says, rise up, you women that are at ease. Hear my voice, ye careless daughters, give ear unto my speech. All right. And that's another thing, too. We're not saving any 403s, man. All right. We're not saving any hoes, man. All right. That's one thing, too. A woman want to, deal with us. She going to have to come correct, man. All right. Because at the end of the day, we're not, these super bitter ass, men that just hate women, but at the end of the day, we're not no, simps either, man. We ain't no Captain Sable hoes either. Your women gonna come to us. They're going to be in order. All right. It's verse 10. And that's going to be like the real test right there, too, because a lot of these women, all right, they're so gassed up on that feminism. They're so gassed up on that, basically trying to, milk a man for his resources, that's, if we detect any of that type of spirit, they're going to be cast to the wayside, man. We're not going to deal with them. We're going to have that Book of Eli, type spirit. Really, we're going to be avoiding women, as a matter of fact. We're not going to be out here, seeking, looking for women like a dog, looking for a piece of meat. No, man. We're going to be in the spirit in that day. All right. So if the Lord gonna bring women to, I mean, it's like if we gonna be dealing with women, it's because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai is gonna bring them to us, and they're gonna be the right women, and we gonna know them by the spirit that they're in. All right, and the spirit that they're in is gonna be is the spirit that's mentioned of in Isaiah 4:1. Okay, so continue on, and it says, "Many days and years shall ye be troubled, ye careless women, for the vintage shall fail and the gathering shall not come." Why? Because the goodies is going to be done away with. All right, the money's going to be made obsolete. Therefore, the rich man's not going to be able to provide, but he's still going to have a few nice things. He's still going to be living in that mansion. But guess what? That's going to make him a target, to the poor people. You know what I'm saying? Which is primarily Jake's. They're going to be on the rampage, man. They're going to be on the warpath. As the scripture says, Judah shall be a fire, Ephraim shall be a flame. They're going to be getting busy on the rich, man. You know what I'm saying? Because a lack of bread and a lack of resources, Continuing on, and it says, "Tremble, ye women that are at ease. Be troubled, ye careless ones." All right, tremble, man. These are strong words. Why? Because it's going to be horrible, all right? And I say that in every sense of that word. It's gonna be a horror show, man. It's gonna be a complete nightmare. That American dream that they, dreamt up, that you could just, be pretty, and then, Prince Charming's gonna come and save her in that white horse, and she gonna live on the palace for the rest of her life, is gonna burst into a complete nightmare. Continuing on, and it says, "Tremble, you women that are at ease, be troubled, ye careless ones. Strip you and make you bare, and gird sackcloth upon your loins. They shall lament for the teats, for the pleasant fields, and for the fruitful vines." All right, and that's what's gonna be happening. All right, they're gonna basically want that security. "Upon the land of my people shall come up thorns and briars, yet upon houses of joy in the joyous city." All right, because the majority of our people are in the spirit of mirth, man. In the spirit of mirth, get money, you know what I'm saying? And instead of seeking Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, they're seeking mammon, they're seeking money, and what would he just read? It's like, what did we just read? It says that it's going to come up, thorns and briars, so you Jakes out there, it don't matter if you an Israelite, man. You know what I'm saying? It don't matter if you a so-called Black, Latino, Native American is what I mean by that. If you're not seeking the Lord, you're going to be in the same predicament as these heathens, man. All right. Verse 14, "Because the palaces shall be forsaken." Woo, man. I drive around, I deliver, these foods. Some of these houses be looking like palaces, man. They be up in the hills. You know what I'm saying? You got to go through a code. You got to, your security comes outside. He'd be a super coon too, man. His one security, a Issacharite, he comes out like, okay, well, let me, what name is it? What's the address? And, doing the most, just, I'm like, yo, bro, food delivery, man. But hey, man, I just, hold my phone out. Hey, this is what I'm dealing with, man. And they just let me in. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, them houses be looking like palaces, man. And guess what? We're going to be living in much better, in the kingdom. It's going to be nothing compared to how we going to be living in, man. But anyways, continuing on, and it says, "Because the palaces shall be forsaken, the multitude of the cities shall be left, the forts and towers shall be for dens forever, a joy for wild asses, a pasture of flocks." All right, because the infrastructure of this society is gonna be is basically gonna fall apart. All right, and we are seeing that coming into fruition, man. All right, we'll see what else we could get into. So basically it's going to be a complete, it's going to be a complete, opposite of what is playing out right now, where they're getting all the security, they're getting all these resources. Real soon, all they're going to want is survival. That's all they're going to want, protection and survival. And who's the only one that, who are the only ones that could give them that? Is the elect men. Lord willing, we are of that number. All right. And what I noticed, being, maneuvering in these areas, a lot of women, they looking at brothers, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm looking around like, yo, it must be Isaiah 4:1, man. But it's because they see the glow. We have a glow to us, Akim, because we got this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. We have a glow to us, and then they, they look at us and they are intrigued by it, So anyways, Isaiah 32. and that leads me to the next one, verse 2, basically just jumping up in the chapter. All right, it reads, and a man shall be as in hiding place from the wind, and the covert from the tempest. All right, now this is basically saying that, we're gonna be a man, an elect man, is gonna be a form of security from these women. That's what a hiding place from the wind represents. All right, a covert from the tempest, the rivers of water in a dry place. That represents resources, because what did the scriptures say about the men of the Lord? Let's bring it out. All right, let's bring it out. My servants shall eat. And a lot of these people, man, they're proud, man. These rich people, they're proud. They look down on the tribes, man. All right, but anyways, Isaiah 65:13, and it reads, therefore thus said Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, our power. Or matter of fact, let's hit the chapter, man. Let's bring it out in the next verse. I don't just want to, just bring out the verse. You know what I'm saying? I want to bring out the whole, the whole nitty gritty on it, man. All right, so let's see, 65:13. All right, let me see. All right, so the book of Isaiah chapter 65 verse 11, and it reads, but ye are they that forsake Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that forget my holy mountain. And this is talking about the 2/3, okay? And ultimately they're going to be in the same predicament as the heathen, because the heathen is going to lose by default, man. You know what I'm saying? So these, foolish, Israelite women that, step out on us to, deal with, the heathen, you know what I'm saying? They going to be asked out, man. You know what I'm saying? They going to be asked out, because, they going to lose by default. All right. But these jakes out here, that want to give their all to become successful in this society, this ultimately applies to them. So it says, but ye are they that forsake Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, that forget my holy mountain, that prepare a table for that troop, and that furnish the drink offering unto that number. Therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter. All right, so that's what's going to happen. Okay, because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes. All right, and that's another thing too. The upper class, the successful people here in Babylon, man, it's nothing but a freak show, man. You don't want to be amongst that crowd, man. All right, nothing but a freak show, man. You just, hey, man, look at these. Look at the people that are successful. Look at that environment. Look at certain podcasts. Look at what they promote. You know what I'm saying? And that gives you a glimpse inside, what goes on in these, upper class, places, man. A lot of the orgies, things like that nature. That's why a lot of them women, I'm gonna say this too, bring a balance. A lot of them women is gonna be, cut off, man. They're not gonna be, what I'm saying? They gonna be destroyed, man. Because of their wickedness. But it's gonna be, a few of them, that's, in the right spirit. It's gonna come in the right, spirit that's gonna be delivered, man. All right. So it says, therefore will I number you to the sword, and ye shall bow down to the slaughter. Because when I called, ye did not answer. When I spake, ye did not hear, but did evil before mine eyes, and did choose that wherein I delighted not. All right. Therefore, thus said Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, our power, behold, my servants shall eat, but ye shall be hungry. Behold, my servants shall drink, but ye shall be thirsty. Behold, my servants shall rejoice, but ye shall be ashamed. All right. And that's dealing with, what I'm saying, how the elect is going to be taken care of and sustained by Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And the 2/3 is going to be asked out along with the heathen. All right. So that brings us back to Isaiah chapter 32 and 2. All right, where it says, and a man shall be as in hiding place from the wind. Why? Because we're going to have a hedge of protection around us, man. We're going to have the angels encamped around us. Hey, brothers may have spiritual power. As the scripture says, Isaiah 59:19, when the enemy comes in like a flood, the spirit of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai shall lift up a standard against him. All right. And that's by ways of the spiritual power. What supports that is Zechariah chapter 12 and 9. Is it Zechariah chapter 12 and 9? Hold on, let me see real quick. All right, we finished that up. Let me see. Zechariah chapter 12 and no, it's not chapter 12. Actually, it's chapter 12 and 8. Salakia. where it says, in that day shall Yahweh Shem Yahushai defend the inhabitants of Jerusalem. And he that is feeble among them at that day shall be as David, and the house of David shall be as powers, as the angels of Yahweh Shem Yahushai before them. All right, so what is that talking about? That's talking about spiritual power, man. That's talking about how the elect is going to be as the angels, man. All right, so that's, a hiding place from the wind. That's that protection. That's that covert from the tempest, because, hey, forget strong winds. It's going to be a whole storm out here, man. All right, that's the type of environment that Yahweh Shem Yahushai is bringing upon this place. A storm, man, concerning the plagues, how it's all going to come into one, the sword, the famine, death, and destruction. All right, it's continuing on, and it says, as the rivers of water in a dry place, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. Okay, so I'm gonna read the last two parts again, as the rivers of water in a dry place, because what would a river of water do if you're stuck out in the desert, man? It would replenish you, because you would, run out of your basic necessity, which is water, and you would, die of thirst. All right, so the same thing applies, with the predicament, of the elect in Jacob's trouble, man. Of them being sustained, people around them being sustained, and that includes the women. All right, as the shadow of a great rock in a weary land. You see, so that's what's gonna happen, man. All right, these women, a lot of them is gonna be destroyed. All right, because a lot of them is proud. All right, but you're gonna have a select few. As brother says, the elect women. A select few that's gonna make it by getting with the man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man. Okay, and that's another thing too. You got wicked ass, so-called sisters that try to do away with that factor, man. Hey, man, the Lord ain't dealing with that, man. All right, the same way we humbled down and repented unto Yahweh Shem Yahushai, they gonna have to humble down and acknowledge us as their head, man. All right, because we are over the women. Okay, as the scripture says, the woman, so like the man is not for the woman, but the woman for the man. All right, so all that proud, puffed up spirit that I don't need a man. Look, man, they not finna, these wicked ass women, man, these wicked ass so-called sisters, man, they're not gonna creep in that independent woman demon into this truth, man. All right, let's say it like that, man. Okay, so let's go finish it up. Of course, book of Isaiah chapter 4 and 1. All right, because, hey, man, this thing is manifesting itself, man. You know what I'm saying? It's really manifesting itself. I could really see it happening through the spirit, man. All right, so continuing on, Isaiah 4 and 1, and it reads, and in that day 7 women shall take hold of one man. All right, and 7 women represents a complete number of women. Okay, and Yahweh Shem Yahushai is a man, he is about righteousness, man. He hates the evil, but he loves righteousness. Okay, as the scripture says, he detests the evil, man. He hates the sinners. He hates iniquity. So if a man is dealing with multiple women righteously, in righteousness, that's something that he loves. That's something that he delights in. The only ones that don't like that are these wicked ass women that want to be as men, that want to have the jealousy as a man, completely out of order and going completely against their nature. All right, it's to the point where you have women that's coming out on social media. You know what I'm saying? They're actually embracing, the notion of a man having multiple wives. They're embracing the spirit of being submissive under a man. They're actually what's it called? They're actually rejecting it and doing away with that feminist ideology. Because now they're starting to see that it's about to get real soon, and they gonna need a man. All right, now, hey, the right man is a man of Yahweh Shem Yahushai, a man that's elect, man, an elect man, and as the scripture says, a man shall be more precious than fine gold, and that's an elect man. Okay, because these so-called high value men that chase after these that chase after these superficial material things, like a dog chasing a bone, are not gonna make it, man. All right, that's what's gonna happen. They're not gonna make it. All right, and they're gonna fall, and they're gonna be asked out. And a lot of them women that's, chasing after them, they're gonna be asked out too. But among them women, you're gonna have, a select few women that's in the right spirit. That's just gonna be submissive. Because ultimately they don't know any better. At the end of the day, hey, mercy was shown unto us. It also has to be shown unto them. A select few. We didn't know any better when we were in the world, right? When this truth was shown to us, that's how the Lord showed us mercy. Same thing applies with them too. So now I don't mean all of them, but a select few. The ones that's gonna be in the right spirit. They were taught, hey, you want to get with a successful man, a man that's gonna provide for you, but you have to be in order and this and that, right? And that's how they were brought up. A lot of them. You know what I'm saying? And then when they see that the successful man is not going to be able to deliver them in that day, the only option, and it's not to be, being in the last option, all right, it's completely, something else, man. You know what I'm saying? They're going to realize that it's a man of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that's going to be, the one option that's going to deliver them, And they're going to feel it in their spirit, man. They're already feeling it in their spirit, based on, the way they be looking at me, Lord willing, I'm of that number, But anyways, I'm going to read this again, all right? Isaiah 4:1, in that day, 7 women shall take hold of one man, all right? Saying, and this is the spirit that these women are going to come in, all right? It says, we will eat our own bread, wear our own apparel, only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. That's the spirit that they're going to be in. The complete opposite of what the majority of these women display. Okay, because the majority of these women want to eat your bread. The majority of these women want you to give them their apparel. You know what I'm saying? Hey, what's the main thing these women want? They want you to take them shopping, right? Buy them all that designer, buy them, all the bags and, you know what I'm saying? All the whole 9 yards, man. Take them to the 5-star restaurants, right? Because they get a kick out of wasting a man's resources, because it validates them, But in that day, and that's another thing too, man. We don't validate women over here, man. It don't even matter if we got it. You know what I'm saying? Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai ain't raising no trick, man. All right. So continuing on, it says, only let us be called by thy name to take away our reproach. All right. To take away our reproach, because it's going to be a complete nightmare. It's going to be horror out here, man. It's going to be hell on earth. All right. Women are going to be getting raped. Women are going to be getting eaten. Women are going to be getting sold. Commodity. Hey, I want that bread. I'll give you this woman right here. Yeah, give me that bread. That's how it's going to be. Complete nightmare. All right. And that's what's, and let's bring out another precept, man, since we're on that. The book of Micah chapter 7 and 10. All right. And this is a balance because, you know what I'm saying? I was looking at a lesson, done by elder, one of the elders. I believe it was Elder Manat Zakba. He was doing a response to, some wildebeest, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to say it like that, a complete wildebeest, who basically said that, women should submit to her man. Well, actually, I'm going to say it like this, that so-called black women, should only submit to so-called black men if black men submit to, the so-called white man. You know what I'm saying? That is an example of women that's not going to make it, man. All right. And you know what? This right here goes out to the ladies, man. This right here goes out to you so-called sisters, man, as a warning. All right. Micah 7 and 10. Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her, which said unto me, where is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai thy power? All right. Because they don't believe in Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. I'm not talking about, the women that, send this truth. You know what I'm saying? It's more going towards, women that is not sincere in this thing, man. And ultimately they in the same spirit as these women in the world. It would have been better if they never came into the truth, if they just followed after, whatever, female, hoe model, that Babylon provided for them. You know what I'm saying? So it says, where is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai thy power? All right, because that's another thing too. You know, when a woman tries to, you know, creep in, you know, these, you know, ideologies from the world. All right, they're not going to, you know, they don't really believe in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and they don't really have the fear of Yahweh Hashem Yahushai in them, man. All right, so it says, "Mine eyes shall behold her, now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets." All right, and that's the warning, you know, to the insincere sisters in the truth, man. All right, to the so-called sisters in the truth, because you have sincere sisters out there, man. You have sisters that are in the right spirit, you know, doing their part, playing their role, you know. But then you got little demons that want to creep in and, you know, what's that saying? You know, how does that go? You know, basically, you know, that leaven, you know, put, you know, leaven in the whole lump. You know, you have those, and those are gonna be destroyed, man. This is what's gonna happen to them. They're gonna be trodden down as the mire in the streets, man. I mean, they're gonna be getting ran through. You know, they're gonna be as the dirt on the ground, the mud in the gutter. That's what's gonna happen to them. All right. So, anyways, you know, Lord willing, you know, Akim was edified. You know, just you know, sharing a few thoughts, you know, through the spirit. You know, hey, man, I see Isaiah 4:1 manifesting itself, man. And I know other Akim could see it as well, man. All right, so with that, I'm going to say, call halal Yahweh Ba'ashim Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashim Rakah HaKodash, for giving me the spirit to do this lesson. Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. With that, I'm going to say, Shalom, on to the next.